We're going to get started off today, and we're going to talk about the 3 core tools that you need in your toolbox as a coach. And what I want you all to know right now, as hopefully you're joining in, is that these are the 3 core tools that when I really started to practice, implement, and integrate, embody, took my business from making very little amount of money to now making over $100,000 in less than 6 months. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's get started. I know a lot of times that people watch these live trainings. They watch the replay. Oh my God, rerun. Anyways, so if you're new and you've just joined the group, or if you're on Instagram and you just started following me, my name is Rachel Friedman, and I don't call myself a business coach, although that's what many people call me. I am a coach that helps coaches become masters at the art and science of coaching. It is my belief that when we are masterful at our craft, everything else gets to be super easy. And so tonight, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are living, my goal is just to help you begin, if you're not already, to step into your own expertise, to see yourself in this way. So I would absolutely love to know where you are, where you're listening in from. So you can go ahead and drop that in the comments if you want, whether you're on, wherever you're listening in right now. So yeah, I'm in Atlanta, in case you're curious, and it is actually quite beautiful out today. It is not crazy hot, and I had the most amazing day this morning. My parents are here visiting, driving around in my new convertible with the roof down. By the way, I'm absolutely in love with having a convertible. It is so freaking fun. Anyways, okay, so let's get started. My guess is right now, if you're listening in right now, if you're here with me right now, it is possible that you're not feeling competent as a coach, okay? You might be believing that there's a secret elixir formula and that you're missing what this formula is. And maybe you've written dozens of posts, but you're not sharing any of them. I hear this all the time from my clients. Or you're sharing posts, but you're not actually telling people what you do or actually even making an offer to help them. Maybe you're scrolling through social media and lurking on other coaches' pages, trying to figure out what they're doing, what you're missing, trying to figure out that magic elixir potion that's getting their clients results. And so if I just got you, no worries. I've been in your shoes. I have done these things. Or maybe you're spending a lot of time self-coaching. And let me be real, self-coaching, I think, is very important. It's very valuable, but there's also a point of using it, what we call, right, in the coaching world, as a buffer. And maybe you can see yourself there right now that, oh my God, I am self-coaching myself all day long. Okay, that's too much, guys. Just like too much wine, just like too many Oreos, just like too much work, too much exercise, just all forms of buffering, because you're trying to avoid, right, some sort of discomfort, some sort of pain, some sort of feeling, okay? So if any of these sound familiar right now, you've written a bunch of posts and you're not sharing them, or you're sharing posts, but you're not telling anyone about what you do, or you're scrolling on social media and you're looking at what all the other coaches are doing, trying to figure out what the magic formula is. Or you're just spending a lot of time in your own head or a lot of time self-coaching. I want to know, drop a 1 in the comments. Okay, so if you're in the group right now, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know this is you. I want you to know, all of you, hand on heart, it's not your fault. It's not your fault because, let's be real, most of you, a lot of you maybe went out, got the certification from a very credible program. Maybe even you've spent thousands and thousands of dollars and you were sold on this idea that all you needed was this certification to be a successful coach. You were sold that this certification, these letters behind your name, is what was going to make you credible. I know, because I was too. And that you need these certain letters in order to be able to be successful as a coach. But then here you are, right? You're still not feeling confident and you're struggling. And so you start thinking, something must be wrong with me, right? It's got to be me if everyone else is doing it. And I want you to just take a deep breath. And I want you to know you, my friends, are not alone, okay? I have been there. There is nothing at all wrong with you. It's not your fault. It's just that a lot of coaches, so many of us, myself, I say us because I was once in this place, have it all backwards, right? You think that you will feel competent and confident once you get the clients, okay? So you're spending so much time, so much money and energy on your marketing, on your sales. But I want you to know it's not how it works. It's not. So let me introduce you to this concept I came up with called the competent confidence gap. Okay, so you're probably like, what the fuck is that, Rachel? Likely, you have been told, right, that you need to be more confident. That's what will bring the clients in. That is when it's going to help you get your clients' results faster. Give me a thumbs up right now if you've been told this. Let me know. I want to know because I know I was told this and I hear it from a lot of my clients that are inside my program. But here's what I want you to actually know, okay? It's not confidence that you need. It's competency. It's competency as a coach. This is what you need. And unfortunately, a lot of what is out there right now, a lot of what's helping coaches is to sell more, to market more, right? To get their offers out there. And it's all focused on building coaches' confidence. We don't want to do that. We're not going to do that, okay? Because we understand here that in order for you to develop that confidence in yourself, you need to be competent as a coach first. You need to be able to actually get people results, okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're like, fuck yes, I agree, okay? Look, guys, it's not enough. It's not enough just to know stuff on a cerebral level, okay? To know if someone comes with a limiting belief that you can walk them through a model. You need to be able to do it enough times where no matter what people come to the session with, you can effortlessly know how to guide them. So you have to have the competence to create the clients, guys. The competence comes from practice. It comes from application. It comes from the embodiment practice of coaching, not from the clients. Hear that again. It comes from application, it comes from practice, and it comes from embodiment. Okay, which honestly is why we spend so much time doing these things inside the Live Your Dharma coaching certification. Now look, I know that you've been taught, right, that coaching happens on this cerebral level, right? That it happens by changing your thoughts. But just stay with me for a moment. If it was as simple as just changing your thoughts and your beliefs in order to change your life, if you think about it, we wouldn't need any coaches. Coaching would not exist because everyone could just self-coach. Everyone could just write down their thoughts, change their life, boom. But that's not how learning is done. That's not how it works. The best way really to grow your competence is by putting in the reps, the practice, the application, and learning how to integrate it into your body. Okay, so you might be wondering, because I hear this all the time, Rachel, what the fuck does that mean to integrate it into your body? So it means that it's an understanding on a deep level, like in your bones, right? It's understanding that in order for a thought to stick, for change to be sustainable, it needs to become second nature. So I wanted to give you guys an example so you could really understand this in a way that really is probably relatable to everyone. So my 15-year-old, right, she just got her driver's permit. So she's gonna learn how to drive a car. to get the permit, right, she had to study a manual basically. So you can study driving a car. You can learn the road signs, right? You can learn what to do at a stop sign, how to park, right? How to signal, even how to parallel park. Think about parallel parking. There's actually a formula to parallel park, one that I clearly have not mastered yet. And you can learn it on paper, right? You can learn that, right? You're supposed to be a certain distance between the cars. When the front headlights are aligned right with the back and the bumper, and then you turn and you straighten it out and blah, blah, blah. But I want to know how many times, guys, knowing that formula, how many of you were able to parallel park the very first time you tried it? I know I wasn't. I still struggle with it. So you can have the formula, right, in your head. You can understand it mentally. You can understand it intellectually. But what you need to do when you get behind the wheel, right, is practice. Go out there and do it and then course correct. That, until you do it many times, will not be embodied. But when you do it over and over, then it starts to become second nature, which is exactly why inside the Live Your Dharma program, we do a lot of application, a lot of reps, a lot of practice, a lot of peer coaching. So I want you to recall, go back to like maybe your 15, 16-year-old self, like my daughter, when you were first getting started. It's very bumpy at first. It's very jolted, like, right? It's a little nauseating. But remember when you were 16 and you just got your license, it required so much focus. It required so much attention. And you had to think, okay, I need to brake at a stop sign. And then you had to tell your foot like what to do, right? Or what to do when you turn into an intersection. But now, maybe after having driven year after year after year, you don't have to think about it. It just becomes second nature. And it's exactly the same thing with coaching, my friends. Until you put in the reps, it doesn't become second nature. You will always be second guessing yourself and when you go into a coaching session, because you wonder, what if someone brings something I don't know how to deal with? Or what if they bring so many thoughts? I don't even know where to start. So the truth is just like driving a car requires reps and practice, and it requires course correcting. It's the same thing with coaching. Driving the car didn't become automatic right away. It became automatic with the repetition, with embodying it, with getting it into your body and doing it. So you can learn it in your head, but until you actually go out and do it, you cannot embody it. Okay. So for example, right? Like you don't get into the car probably now if you're 30, 40, 50 and think, I have to think about what's going to happen if someone were to jump in front of my car. Your body, you trust yourself, right? You trust yourself that you're a good enough driver that you'll just hit the brakes and stop, right? You'll know how to react. And the same thing is going to happen with your coaching, right? So that is what we do, right? We get a license to drive a car, and that license gives us permission, but it is through practice that we embody it. Coaching is the same thing, right? You have the license to coach, but without the experience, the practice, and the application, the embodiment will not become second nature. So let's talk now about the tools, right? There are tools, very specific. There aren't actually that many, ironically, you need that are going to really make you a badass fucking amazing coach, my friends, but you need them. And unfortunately, some of them are not being taught in certifications. Actually, the first one that we're going to cover tonight, this afternoon, I don't think is being taught. Not that I've seen. Okay. So are you ready, guys? I'm going to leave you with the 3 core tools that will help you become more competent, create more sustainable change for your clients. And today, the first one I want to talk about is your nervous system. Your nervous system, if you're not super familiar with it, controls how your body responds to different situations in your life. It has been wired based on past experiences back from the beginning of time, guys. So from primitive day, thinking caveman, okay, to present day. So it begins to function on a very automatic way, okay? But, okay, for a long time, scientists believed it had two branches, okay? It had two branches, but the truth is scientists have realized in the last, I don't know, maybe it's 20, 30 years, there are actually three branches. And each of these branches has its own function. And two of the branches, if we try to make change while we're in that state, it is going to be like riding ourselves up against a wall, okay? It's gonna be very hard. And my guess is that is what a lot of you are doing, is that you're trying to help your clients make change and they're not in their ventral state. The ventral state is the state our nervous system must be in order to make change. Okay, I want you to hear that. And of course, it's not your fault if you haven't been taught how to shift people from the different states. It can't be expected. You can't know something you haven't been taught and you haven't practiced, you haven't applied, and you haven't embodied. Unfortunately, like I said, it's being underutilized. It's not being addressed in a lot of these coaching certifications. And I don't really understand why, because it is such a disservice to your clients. It's really challenging for any human to make changes when they're in what we call the dorsal state. This is immobilization, or the sympathetic state, which is mobilization. You need to be in the ventral state in order to make sustainable, lasting change. And if you want to know my opinion, maybe you don't, but I'm going to share it anyway. Most humans are actually walking around right now with an unregulated nervous system, and then they're trying, hopefully, to make change, and they're getting frustrated, they're getting overwhelmed, maybe they're getting even a little pissed off because they're not getting the change they want. And as a coach, I know how badly you want to help them hit their goals, right? Make the changes. This needs to happen first, my friends, okay? We need to get our clients into a ventral state in order for them to make sustainable, lasting change. Okay, so I always say, as coaches, we go first, okay? That's why inside the Live Your Dharma program, all the tools you practice on yourself. You learn them, you embody them, like I said. So in order to embody it means we do it a lot, consistently. You practice on your peers, practice in front of the group. But for today, I want to start with you right now. I want to help you learn that you can very easily shift from one state to another between these three states. And you will be shifting. It's not the goal necessarily to always be in that optimized state. But when we want to make change, we need to be in that state. And so our nervous system is not fixed. It's not something that you can't shift. But if you don't know how to do it, that's going to be quite challenging. So let's start. Let's do a little shifting right now of your nervous system. So I want everyone to just put your feet on the floor, close your eyes, and take a really big, deep breath in from your nose. And then open your mouth and just exhale. We're going to do it 2 more times. I want you to let out a sigh. Let out some noise. It's really good for your nervous system. So breathe in. Keep your feet rooted on the floor. Sit up straight. Hold it. Open your mouth and sigh. 1 more. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Okay. Let your eyes remain closed for a moment. I want you to just count your breath. We're going to breathe in together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do it again. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Count 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that was only what, like 3 rounds? Just take a moment and notice how you feel. Notice if you feel a little bit calmer. Most people will say yes. I always suggest to my clients, to myself, to my husband, to my children, 10 rounds, okay? 10 rounds is a round when most people's nervous systems will shift, especially if you were in the sympathetic state, that fight or flight state, and shift more into the ventral state, the state of safety and connection. Here's what I want you to know. When you really pay attention to your breath, when you count your breath sends a signal to your brain, to your body to relax. That is your nervous system. It also is enabling your mind and your body to connect. When your mind and your body can connect, you create a sense of connection. Safety and connection are the 2 essential ingredients to shift into the ventral state. So you must go first, my friends. You must practice this on yourself. It must become so natural for you that when you go and share it with your clients, you can hold that space for them. Okay, so I want you to hear that. If your clients are coming to you and they are not getting where they want, nothing has gone wrong. I want you to anchor yourself in the belief that I just need to begin to integrate these 3 core tools. And I'm just giving you the first one tonight. Next Thursday, I will give you the second one. But I want you to start with nervous system regulation, okay? And I want you to know, as a coach, embodying this yourself first is key. Because when you believe it works and you see it works, it's so much easier to share and gift it with your clients, okay? When you embody these tools and practice them and then practice them with other people, you're going to be able to show up in a way where you feel confident. And it is, my friends, from competency that we then begin to create confidence. So if you're like, wow, sounds amazing, Rachel. How do I get more of this? You join me next week. Next week, I'm going to share the next tool. We will move from nervous regulation to my next tool. We will get you in that place where you are stepping into your competency, right? Elevating your coaching so your clients are always getting results, because I know that's what you want. You want your clients to come to calls, right? And you want to feel so certain that you can get them the results and you can move through it with grace and ease, right? And it doesn't have to be rigid or forced. You want it to be second nature. You want to know that whatever they bring, you will not be lost for words, right? That you will know the right tool to tap into to help your clients. I know that you want to know that, like, there's actual intentional questions to help get to the root of what your client is really going through. Because when we get to the root, that is the work that creates the sustainable change that I know that you want for your clients, okay? So I want you to begin to do this work on yourself, so then you can begin to take this work to your clients. So you can stop worrying if you're a good coach, right? What to do or say on a call, or even where your next client is coming from. Because when you embody this, when you feel it down into your soul, your coaching just becomes so fucking on point that your clients are so blown away that they are telling everyone. They are telling their friends, they are telling their peers, they are telling their colleagues. And your business is going to grow like a wildfire. All right, look, friends, that's what I'm going to leave you with tonight. Tune in next week for the next tool. And if you want to learn more, if you want more of this, you want to be in a supportive community, like you're like, shit, Rachel, I know I need the practice. I know I need this to become second nature. I know I need these embodiment tools that I don't quite have honed in yet. Then I want you to think for a moment, what kind of best support would get you there? And I can guarantee that inside the Live Your Dharma coaching certification, that is what we do. If you are interested, I will drop the link in the notes, in the comments, not in the notes, in the comments, and you can apply. Here's what happens when you apply. You fill out an application. If it's a good fit, not if it's a good fit, you fill out an application. Once you fill out that application, you book a call. Once you book a call, it's a short call. We will find out if it's a good fit by talking to each other. Then we make the decision. Okay. So it's a very simple process. It either is or it isn't for you right now. And it's not a big deal. But if you want to elevate your coaching, you must go first, my friends. You must be practicing and applying. All right. I will see you next week for tool number 2.